Morning. Thank God it's Monday. I'm very sure people don't really like saying thank God it's Monday, but from me to you, I'm saying thank God it's Monday. And this is Alive This Morning. My name is Tante Azar, and I have Mariam Okay with me in the studio. Mariam, you're welcome.
Good morning,
Good
Tante.
morning.
Dressed in black and white like a barrister.
I think you're also dressed almost in black and white like a barrister
Exactly.
too.
Good morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and we thank God for life, for the gift of eating, because it's so hard in the country now.
All right, then we'll go straight to our newspaper review.
So we have some stories that made it to the burning surface of the newspaper. So this morning I'm starting with Daily Trust newspaper, and from the window story on page 17 I have Wike Fubara feud continues to put Rivers on edge. Consider economic indices before banks recapitalization. Expert tells CBN, that's on the page 23. Confusion as Lagos Abuja flights diverted over weather. That's on the page 15 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The major story has it that 5.6 billion naira wheat project scam. Ex-Nassau boss arrested 11 months after sacking. Not lobbying for reappointment. Boards away 32 official vehicles. No comment. DSS, and I know that very soon will be apprehended. ECOWAS court orders amendment of Nigeria Press Council Act, and that's on the page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Federal government raises committee to crash cooking gas price. Tinubu pledges full university autonomy. That's on the page 35. And finally, I have Catholic priest remanded for impregnating teenager in Anambra State on page 32 of the Daily Trust newspaper. I'm moving right to Vanguard newspaper this morning. The burning surface as hardship. More Nigerians opt for loans to make ends meet. Consumer loans up to 34% as inflation, naira depreciation eat up households' income. And I have banks deploy digitization, product diversification to address demand, persistence. All of that you will find on the page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. Local refineries to begin production soon, says the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, and that's on the page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Obaseki targets 70 billion naira IGR by 2024, 36 of the Vanguard newspaper. How to prevent electoral shambles by Ataro Jaga, and that's on the page 14. And thank God we have someone who is going to do a strict analysis of what the electoral system should look like. And moving straight to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, the major story has it that why CBN governor is right on bank recapitalization. It's part, and that's on the page 6, saying inflation, naira depreciation, weakening capital adequacy of banks, want national, regional, international banks to coexist. That's on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And I have also the window story says Petroleum Minister trades into LPG supply price hike challenges. Page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Obaseki, deputy set for showdown fixed event for same venue. Page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Multiple bank charges amid rising inflation worry Nigerians. That's on the page 12. ECOWAS condemns attempted coup in Sierra Leone, and that's on the page 11. Suspense in Plateau over moves to inaugurate assembly, page 23. And I have also we have surpassed our first year good governance target. That's coming from Governor Adeleke of Osun State, page 31. NDLEA nabs organizers of Osun illicit drug party, tagged on Holy Alliance, page 26. And I tell you today that the Nigerian Enforcement Agency is really working. NJC panel meets tomorrow to pick 11 new Supreme Court justices. Ex-CJN Kutigi's son Abiru Samani, others on FJSC priority list favored. And that's all we have on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Moving straight to the Nation newspaper this morning. The Nation newspaper this morning, I have a window story as 134 million naira $1 million AFDB loan will boost dry season famine, food security. Sorry, season famine, food security. And we have also federal government woes foreign investors with 100% foreign exchange repatriations. The Nation newspaper this morning, and the major story has it that CBN revises measures to cut food energy inflation. The Nation newspaper this morning. My director is going to be displaying that very soon. I have Adeleke's absence on anniversary day raises dust in Osun. Page 12 of the Nation newspaper. NDLEA swoops on drug party. Arrest organizers in Shogo. Page 7. And finally, I have Shaibu's declaration renews Edo 2024 battle with Obaseki. And I'm moving straight to the Punch newspaper, where I'm going to be dropping the my pen this morning. I have the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper. Banking consolidation. Mega bank boasts 10 trillion capital base. Others seek fresh investors. Weber Bank, Fidelity, others set for rights issue. Over 8 national regional banks may require new capital. And subsequently, we have CBN may give lenders 12 to 24 months timeline for capital raising. Central Bank urged to engage banks and stakeholders. And Governor bid hotel councils Obaseki deputies venue booking. And that's on page 22. Companies raise salaries by 4.6 trillion naira in 6 months, coming from the Bureau of Statistics. Page 32. Lecturers shortage eats varsities. ASU blames JAPA, IPPS, and that's on the page 2. So I'll bring it to Tante. We have shortage of lecturers in our universities, and the people in quotes are blaming it on JAPA syndrome. So I hope you are not jackpying.
We that we are in town, we that we are not jackpying, we are going to go straight into the lecturing business. So they have no worries because we are here. And this is what we have on the paper review this morning. If you want to see more or you want to read more, you can check out all the newspaper Mariam read this morning. And we'll be going on a short break. And when we come back, we have someone in the studio who we will be talking about some legal issues. We'll be right back. You're welcome back, and just as I've said, we have joining us in the studio Barrister Sylvester Ebunwa. He is a public interest litigator and a private legal practitioner. You are welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for joining us. We have something that we'll be talking about this morning, and we've been, there are a lot of things that has been happening in the country, talking about how the judiciary has been so involved in the past elections. Let me say 2023 elections especially, but let me read something from someone. The Bola Tinubu-led federal government has warned politicians against blackmailing the country's judiciary. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, gave the warning while speaking to reporters at his residence in Ijabo Community, Kwara State. Fagbemi appealed to politicians who lost out at the 2023 election not to throw caution to the wind and start to blackmail the judiciary cheaply. He also urged them to stop making unfounded insinuations against the judges, adding that anybody who has concrete evidence against any judge should feel free to bring forth such evidence. And just as I've said, this has been going rounds, since last week. In fact, since the beginning of this year, the judges have complained on how many petitions they have to deal with, and the off-cycle election came and passed. We have seen how also the judiciary has been involved, and recently we have seen some removing, replacement, and so people have been saying it. People have been insinuating that APC has put some people or has put a structure in place to favor them, talking about the judiciary and their involvement in politics now. So I don't really know, what would be your opinion on that?
Yes, thank you very much. We all know what is happening in our political space today. The citizenry has actually lost confidence, most especially on the issue of the judiciary. That is my primary constituency. Even if I belong to the bar, we have bar on the bench. You know, we have a slogan these days, wherever anybody does anything, tells you, go to court. We have never really had this bad. We have never really had this bad. You know, the Nigeria is almost becoming one of the most litigated nation when it comes to election petition matters, because of the foundation, the foundational issue. The structure of electoral acts is defective. Even the constitution is defective. People don't even have confidence again in the judiciary. Just look at this case of Kano State Court of Appeal matters 2 weeks ago. Situation whereby the respondent having being declared winner. In one hand, declaring the appellant a winner. In the other hand, declaring the respondent winner. And the court came out to say that is a typographical error. How can you say a 3-paragraph well elucidated upon the said is a clerical error? What we understand clerical errors to be in a legal dictionary, even ordinary dictionary, can even be mistake or spelling. Not 3 paragraphs. You go to court, a session whereby, look at even INEC, that even the electoral body that regulates the conduct of elections. A situation whereby billions has been spent on electronic transmission of results. But at the middle of the game, they change the goalpost. Courts are not really help matters. With all due respect to my noble lords, they've not really help matters. The people are not even having confidence again in judiciary. Before now, you see opposition, just like the case of Edo State, for instance. You see opposition winning, coming, a case of Shomole, look at Ondo and all that. But the reverse is not the case. The burden placed on the petitioner is so enormous. An election petition is sui generis, it's time-bound. You know, it's difficult to prove. Now you have invested money on electrical transmission of result, and you are coming back to shift the goalpost to say that it's not optional. Basing things on technicalities. We know that these days, even right from university days, we said we should go with technicalities and go for substantial justice. What we are saying today is on basis of technicalities. It's judiciary is in a quagmire. We need to do something. We all need to rise up. The executive need to rise up. The judiciary is almost being pocketed. And again, look at the remuneration of the judiciary. It's something that needs to come to bear. The workload is too enormous for them. The bulk of the work is too enormous. And that's, you know, something we need to look into critically. A situation whereby the chief registrar of a court receive more remuneration than the judges. Look at the life of the judges. When they retire, where do they go to? Apart from the CJN and all that. So these things need to look in. We need to look inward. It's a foundational issue. Until we deal with the foundation, we deal with the constitution. The constitution whereby we are saying, we the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria were not there. My father was not there. My parents were not there. At the end of the military constitution that has been foisted on the people. Until we deal with those issues, we will not make headway.
All right. So what would you exactly say is wrong with the judiciary right now? What are they? What is right or wrong that they are doing actually?
Yes, it's unfortunate the politicians have taken over the political space. You know, we have 3 arms of government. You know, the judiciary is supposed to be saddled with that responsibility, which everybody looks up to, which is the hope of the common man. But we are beginning to see the reverse is not the case. A situation whereby a case lingers on, apart from electoral matter that is sui generis out of time bound. So many cases linger on for long time. For instance, at the moment, at the Supreme Court, we have 11 justices, where they are supposed to be 21. They are human beings. Sometimes of the time, they were rationing diesel because of the poor remuneration, and again a situation whereby those justices will close by 3 o'clock because of poor electricity. You know, poor funding of the court. The court should be autonomous. The judiciary should be autonomous. It should not be under the whims and caprices of the executive. Well, just like what we are saying today. Even look at the lower courts. before you are being appointed as a judge. Let's take it from there. From the appointment process is a problem.
So I have a question, sorry Tanti, I have a question. Now that you're saying it's so generic, it's more like they are under the whips and caprices of the political people in the political space. And now people are saying that the judiciary has been compromised. Can we have, or is there a constitutional backup for the judiciary to step in, to work with the INEC, which is the electoral body, in scrutinizing candidates before they go to the polling units? The case of this man from Bayelsa that was said that
Silva.
Silva, and they said, okay, after before the judiciary, he met the requirements, and they shouldn't be asking him for 134 agenda or something like that. So I'm thinking or asking if there is a constitutional support or backup for the judiciary to work with INEC in scrutinizing candidates, ensuring that they meet up the requirements before going to the polls, and so that we can have less of judicial cases.
You see, the problem is, it's not just it doesn't only beckon on the judiciary alone. It beckons on the political parties. But there are plethora of authorities that says scrutiny of candidates, right from the screening of candidates, is an internal affairs of the political party. We don't have, in this class, we don't have independent candidacy. It must come under the platform of a political party. Wherever you do at that level is to retain the purview of the political party. That's for the political party. As for the courts, court is not a Father Christmas. Wherever you bring before the court, that's what the court we elucidate upon, we act upon. And it's just that Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the ground norm. We have electoral acts, we have INEC guidelines. These are regulations that guide the conduct. Just like, for instance, the electronic transmission of result, which is electoral or stated copiously in the electoral act, wherein you are meant to transmit result, you are meant to declare right from the polling unit. I remember Edo election, last Edo state election, that was in 2019. The results were declared right from the polling unit and transmitted right from the polling unit. Even those ballot boxes snatchers, if you like, go and snap ballot boxes, it becomes useless. Look at the case of, but we are so surprised, even at the level of the tribunal, wherein the court said is optional. I won't blame the judiciary 100%, but the same electoral act that says you must transmit election gives INEC the power to transmit the result. In the other hand, you see saying is optional. So the court is left with no option than to act on what is being brought before them. But because people are not having that confidence again in the judiciary, the people expect the court to act in line with a court of being not just a court of law but a court of policy, in the sense that to do away with technicalities and bring out substantial justice. A situation whereby just like look at the case of Kano State, for instance. What you want a court to deny 165,000 voters because INEC official refused to sign. If court is setting that bad precedent, tomorrow a politician that knows that is going to lose in a place that is not a stronghold, is a matter of kidnapping INEC official not to sign result sheet, and the court declare that a nullity. Is a bad precedent. So the court needs to look inward so that the people will have confidence. Outside the electoral matters, you see court cases linger on for so many years. In other clients, it's not like that. People are beginning to lose confidence. Even we at the bar, we in the judiciary, we find it very difficult. At the end of the day, you still turn out. Even a fundamental matter that is supposed to be acted upon within 24 hours, 48 hours. I have a fundamental human rights cases that have been on for more than a year, and you say somebody's right has been trampled upon. At the end of the day, what will you do? So I will not only blame. The problem is not just only on the judiciary; it's still on the executive. The zealousness of politicians to win at all costs. Look at what happened in Liberia today. In a situation whereby you have a free and fair election, the loser will come out to say that, okay, this election has been credible. You don't have 100% free and fair election anywhere in the world, but look at the credibility of the election. Look at the opposing party congratulating the winner even before the end of the election. We don't have that in our client because of the quagmire in our electoral system.
But Jonathan did that.
I think
That was what I wanted to say. I think since Jonathan, I can't really remember hearing any
Other
politician
person,
that has come out to say, "Oh, congratulations for winning something." So I think it is high time the politicians agree. Anytime something happens, even though the Attorney General has said it, when you lose, just put it in your mind that you have lost, so that the country can move on. But people have also been talking about how Nigeria is gradually becoming a one-party state. I don't know what you have to say about that.
Yes, from where we are going, the way things are going, it's becoming like that. It's coming like that. It's unfortunate APC came with an agenda, just wanted to grab power without even knowing what to do with power. The last administration took this country backward for like less than 50 years. I wouldn't really blame this present administration. I still believe we still need to give him chance. There have been rots in the system. There have been a lot of rots. This is a situation whereby you keep borrowing. I remember when governor of my state, Governor Obaseki, stated emphatically a year ago that people they are printing money. People didn't understand. Nigeria don't even know what has happened to their country. It's not a rocket science. This administration cannot do magic until we stop importation. God bless us with these natural resources. Nigeria is a destination that the world is supposed to look inward, to look into. But now the reverse is the case. We must deal with those foundational issues. You cannot win an election at all costs. Problem we are still having, we must come together as a nation. We should not overcopy everything that will occur progressive of government, wherein what happens on that climb is not in tandem with what is happening here. So we must be careful. Everybody needs to be on board. Look at things going forward. From the way things are going, people have already lost confidence. At the end of the day, Nigeria is most sliding into one-party system, and that is not good for us. Look at what is happening in other African countries. Coup d'etat everywhere. Who says we are not praying for coup in Nigeria, but from the way things are going, if it continues like this, that means our democracy is in danger. Our democracy is threatened. We need to come together as a nation. This is one of the best countries in the whole world. Look at the Jagba syndrome we read just now. People, the best brains are living. Why are they living? Not because Nigeria is the worst country, but because of economic policies. Everybody are feeling the heat. We are feeling, whether you are a rich man or a poor man, everybody will feeling the heat. So we need to come together. The executive this administration, we need to still give them time. But there are things you will do that will look as if that will give people sense of hope. Nigerians are patient. They are one of the most patient people. They just want to see indices in place. But we are not seeing those indices.
That brings me to the question that this administration tagged themselves to be a renewed hope agenda. They said an era of a renewed hope agenda. Do you really see, or can you really project that we will be having renewed hope for all Nigerians? I'm bringing it back to that question of unitary party system and multi-party system. Do you feel that even if we have a unitary system of that unitary party system, will there be? Do we have a constitutional backup, and will there be hope for Nigeria to to become fledged again? Because now it seems that we are.
Okay, the APC Renew Up agenda, politicians will always come out with different slogan, right from 1999, even prior to 1999, even 1993, during the time of MK Abiola, politicians always come up with one thing or the other, to galvanize the people.
Hope 1993.
Yeah, Hope 1993, now renewed hope. Fine, we cannot still be hopeless. This administration is just started 5 months ago, but it looks as if they spent 2 years because of the hits on everybody. We're still going to give them a chance. And again, we need to look at the bogus nature of policies of government. You know, you have a minister, commissioner that are PA to PA to PA. Governance is too bogus, and you want the people to bear. The people are ready to bear. But you, what are you? The same party in government today. Nobody is talking about those things again. We remember the present, our president, when he was the governor of Lagos State, the way he managed the affairs of the states. People had that sense of belonging. But now, that hope is almost lost. But I will advise Nigerians, I will appeal to Nigerians that let's still give them a chance, because the rot in the last administration whereby the former president was saying he doesn't even know what is even happening. But let's just still have some sense of hope. But if it continues like this, with some of these policies we are seeing, this era of borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, and again, we are not importing anything. I told somebody, I said, dollar will get to 1,500 if we are not careful. So somebody last administration kept printing money. But let's still not lose hope. Let's not still lose sleep. Japa syndrome, I'm not against Japa, but it's not the ultimate. This is God-given country. This is a blessed country. God has blessed us with everything. It's just only leadership problem. Let's still give this administration a chance.
You know, our leaders give, they justified buying the yacht, justified purchasing vehicles at exorbitant prices, and they justified the fact that they really need this. What's your own opinion on their justification for the purchase of those things that are not really needed?
Even as you've been emphasizing on how heated the country is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Politicians, they just want to grab power for, say, democracy is government of the people for the people. It's not government of the people any longer. It's for themselves. A situation whereby I have a guy representing my constituency. He's a guy that wanted to travel out of the country. He doesn't even have 500 naira. He doesn't even have to 1 million naira. It's just because of the Peter B syndrome, he was able to get into National Assembly, and now you are giving such a guy a car worth 260 million naira. What does it need it to? To run constituency? No. Every administration, we kept buying since 1999, we kept buying vehicles. Where are these vehicles? And we are saying the naira to dollar, we will keep falling. We have indigenous motor manufacturing company in Nigeria, just like Innocent and others. I expect these people patronize Innocent. This money comes back to Nigeria, not taking this money away, saying you want to buy a car for 200 million, 160 million. That's excessive. No, now you are telling the people to bear. How will people bear? People don't even have trust in government. And if it continues like this, that electoral emancipation, that electoral consciousness that the people had before has dwindled down, has died down. Look at what happened in Imo State. How can you say 20 over 20? You won all the 20 local governments. At the end of the day, I don't want to really go into that. What happened in Imo? We are seeing what is happening in the electoral system. Now, to me, we don't even need two National Assembly and Senate. It's bogus. It's our time we make it part-time. A social whereby politician will tell you, what is your profession? I'm a politician. Being a politician is not a profession. You need to have all that, just like the way it is being done in other clients. So we need to sit down together. Who is going to amend the constitution? Is the same National Assembly? I'm just praying we should not give room for for the collapse of our democracy if we continue like this.
Andy Obasanjo said that we copied the system of government, this very system of government from the United States of America,
Yes.
and we did not copy it well. So what do you think we can do to improve the copying, the duplicates from the United States of America?
Of course.
Looking at the fact that you just mentioned that we have two national assemblies, can we just do away with them? Can we have a constitutional backup? Is there any way we can review the constitution that will suit the separation of these houses?
Yes, the truth is, if we keep doing the same thing, I expect different results to not work. You know, like other clients, like the presidential system of government will copy it from the United States. Theirs is not in tandem with our culture, with our people. Over there, there are strong institutions. Here we have strong men and weak institutions. We cannot copy everything verbatim and not expect it to work. Their system is different. Nobody is above the law there. The supremacy of the constitution is supreme. We just say our own constitution is supreme in paper. At the end of the day, somebody that steals a goat is languishing in prison. Unlike this electoral fraud that we see happening today, whereby are being shifted to the courts, wherein because of technicality you are denying 165,000 voters because of the negligence of one INEC official that refused to sign. It will not work. We need to see how we begin to build strong institutions. So many people that are even supposed to even be in jail, that were under the radar of the EFCC are now in government. They're in government. So we cannot continue like that. We cannot overcopy everything. It's good to take the ones that are good. I remember those days, Lisbon came to Benin to study the Benin system of administration. I'm talking about 18th century. They came to Benin. There was already lights in Benin. Even Nigeria as a whole, where have we gotten it wrong? Our founding fathers will be grieving in the grave. This was what they envisaged. Even the Obasanjo too, with due respect to him, he's a statesman. He had every opportunity to change all this, to change the system. Cannot eat your cake and have it. Cannot eat your cake and have it. Fine, we cannot continue like that. We need to go back to the ground norm, which is the constitution, not the military constitution that was inherited. Nobody thought military were going to hand over in 1999. The con men, the 419s, they're the one that came out. It's difficult to take power from these people. These are the same people that is in the political space. At the end of the day, say politics is for the dirty. We cannot continue like that. We need to rise up. Religious institutions, organizations need to come up. Churches need to come up and encourage our people. We're almost getting there. If not for what we are seeing in court today, if not the way INEC shifted the goalpost, a situation whereby your vote can. Tomorrow you want to go and vote. I travel to my state, Edo, to go and vote. I won't do that again now. When I know that, okay, look at the political system, and judicial system is a quagmire. The confidence is no longer there. We need to come back home to have a brand new constitution that wherein all of us sit down and see what will work for us. Not say this one is an Igbo man, this one is an Hausa, this one is an Edo. We are one Nigeria. There's milk and honey in this place. You see other foreigners coming here to tap our resources. They go back, stealing from the system because of the weak electoral system. You see, because of the weak political system. We cannot continue like that.
So are you saying that you're not going to go vote anytime soon? You're not going to vote again? You are a legal practitioner. People are looking at you are a figure. Some people are actually looking and then seeing you as someone who is a mentor to them. I think you have to, no matter how Nigeria is, no matter how
he is Nigerian, and the fact remains that he is human, and he will always tell himself the truth that I am not going back home to vote.
You are going to vote.
There is an election in Edo 2024. Definitely was single, but there must be an indices in place. Edo election is unique. It's always unique. A situation whereby they always defeat the godfathers. Sometimes the will of people always speak. Sometimes people tell you,
are ready to monitor.
Yes, Edo is not Lagos. Edo is not this and that. Because Benin, Edo people are resilient people. I will still, but I'm talking of the political consciousness generally. That people has a party. Look at the last institution whereby you have 1 million registered voters, you are saying 300,000. No, it's not supposed to be like that. We need to instill the confidence on the people. How do we instill confidence? By the electoral system, from the INEC, from the appointment of INEC chairman, you know, that is where it should start from. Not an INEC chairman that will be under the whims and caprices of the politician. Look at the electoral rec now they are appointed. It's still under the whims and caprices of the executive. It's not supposed to be like that. Until we change this system, we will not make headway in our electoral system.
All right, we are running out of time. So what do you have to say briefly to those Nigerian people who you have been stressing on how they have lost hope? What do you have to say to them before we go?
Yes, I will tell them I want to appeal to Nigerians, to our people, not to lose hope. Not to lose hope. I said there's an adage that says if you cannot fight them, keep fighting them. So I don't believe in joining them. You know, let's tell ourselves the truth. If we destroy this country, we don't have any other country. This is a blessed country. I want to advise Nigerians to still have hope in the judiciary. The judiciary is working under a very difficult situation. They are human beings. Let us come together as one to continue to instill that confidence, that political consciousness for us to determine who rules us. If good men are not, if good men, the righteous rule, everybody rejoices. But if evil people are in power, you say you don't want to do politics, you don't want to be involved, you are a Christian, you are a Muslim. These same people keep ruling us, keep making policies that will affect you and I. Let us have hope. Let us not continue to castigate our judiciary. Let's give those in government. Let's continue to pray for them and do the needful. At the end of the day, we believe things will change for good in this country.
All right, we hope that things actually will change for good in this country. Thank you so much, Barrister Sylvester, for coming, and we really appreciate your opinion this morning.
My pleasure.
And this is all we have for you on this segment. We'll be going on a short break, and when we come back, we have someone who will be joining us, also a barrister, to still talk about the judicial system. We'll be right back.
Why they rush go now?
See, I dey go my sister house so. Now their baby, her pikin just dey cry all the time. Now so they cry, the pikin dey cry. Day before yesterday, the same thing. Yesterday they call me. Today they don't call me again. I don't tire.
The pikin dey sick.
I don't know. It just dey cry, one strong cry like this.
If it be say the child need to go for genotype test too.
Genotype test? Which one be that?
Genotype test. The one where they go take his blood sample, they go come test time if he gets AA,
okay,
AS, or even SS.
That one sound like something very expensive. Oh, man, I don't get money.
Titus, calm down. Now free of charge.
Free of charge? I beg, where if you do this thing?
If you're ready now, just walk into any primary health center. Ask them, say you want to do test, genotype test, they go do one for you.
My sister, thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Come on. The child only 6 weeks.
Now 4 weeks this child be.
Okay. Make sure not do one before 6 weeks.
Before 6 weeks?
Yes, 0 to before 6 weeks.
0 to 6 weeks.
Free of charge.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. God will bless you for me. Thank you. Okay.
This message now from the Center of Excellence for Sickle Cell Disease Research and Training, University of Abuja and Novartis.
Hello and welcome to Live News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sondidari, the federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the secretariat. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For the fact that going from here to Umbaling day before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better